Hey there, gamers. We're going to zoom out a little bit though on this one. I'm just going to show off the extra movie that you can unlock in this. Pretty much once you be in the game with the Man 2, once you've unlocked her, they give you the ability to watch the original Japanese opening. So, you may not have the Japanese endings anymore, the original animation, unfortunately, but you still get the Japanese opening, which is really nice to have them to add in there. So you get to see some nice Tatsunoko animation. They're a really good animation company. Recently they haven't really done too much, noteworthy, unfortunately, but they are still around. I know they're doing right now the newest Beyblade series, Metal Fight Beyblade, which we'll be getting in America this fall as Beyblade Metal Fusion. You can say what you want about Beyblade, but I personally have enjoyed it. The third series, G-Revolution, was an excellent anime, and from what I've seen of Metal Fight, it's looking really good. It's following almost in the style of G-Revolution, which is really cool. Tatsunoko is doing Beyblade really nicely, but there's you might be surprised there's a good amount of Tatsunoko you can buy in North America. Not just what's represented here though. You also have stuff like Generator Gall, the Soul Taker, Nurse Witch Kamugi. There's a good amount you can play. You can watch from Tatsunoko here in North America. You just have to look for it. If you want to know the full lineup of stuff they've worked on, you can go to AnimeNewsNetwork.com, search Tatsunoko. They've also worked on a number of series as well. I mean, like Robotech, Macross, Southern Cross, Mospeada. They worked on all three of those shows. So, thank Tatsunoko for Robotech happening. They also have Speed Racer, Samurai Pizza Cats. Those are also Tatsunoko shows. Nitsuma-san, the producer, he said they looked at Speed Racer. He felt that he couldn't really do them proper. He couldn't really do a good Speed Racer character though, because even though he can fight, there's nothing special about him. He can fight, but that's pretty much it. Yeah. See, there's a little hint of Yami. He did say that they were trying to get Samurai Pizza Cats in, but there were some licensing issues. Another one he wanted to get in was Shirado from Tenku Senki Shirado, but there was some licensing issue with with a TV station that owns the right, partially owns the rights. So anyway, we're gonna go to Ultimate All Shooters. Yeah, I'm on the first player controller. You can't really see because I haven't zoomed in, but pretty much this game does not play in full screen. This game plays in the normal square screen instead of the widescreen format. Pretty much what this is though, in one of the minigames you had in the original game was for PTX, which is pretty much a top-down shooter. What they've done in this is that they've expanded it to have, but now you have 4 characters to choose from. You have Tegaman Blade, Ken the Eagle, you have Ryu, and PTX, Yvonne. I traded a little with Tegaman Blade, but we're going to try with Ken the Eagle. And you got 4 players on this. I'll definitely say this is probably a game that's more enjoyable when you have more than one player. But here you go. Pretty much you move around I'm using the CAS controller, but you move around the D-pad. A is a special attack, which you can only use when you have your meter on the bottom's filled up at least once. You have your sub attack, which you'll see a number. I'll point it out, and you have your normal attack. You also have power ups and everything. So here we go. This whole minigame takes place on sorry, the whole planet that Lost Planet takes on. So in Ken's case, Bird Run is his normal attack, and it has a nice thing where it curves around. So now I'm gonna power up. You see, you see the 3 icons on the bottom left. That's my number of lives I have before I get a game over. You also see next to it there's a number. It says 15. That's how many, specials I can use. That's how many sub-weapons I can use. So I have my life underneath that. Underneath my lives, I have the actual health meter, so I can take a number of hits. Underneath that is my special meter, which I have to fill up by getting certain items. Because of power, every time I get hit though, I lose some of the power I've gone in for my main weapon. It's pretty slow right now, but it's a little hectic. Some nice little shots here and there. I definitely do feel maybe the game would be good enough to actually have been a WiiWare release, but it's definitely a game that would be more enjoyable as a you know, when you have multiple players. On your own, it's, you know, it's enjoyable, but it's a little slow. So here we go, we're getting to a boss here. You know, like Ryu, he shoots out Hadokens. I think his sub-weapon's a Tatsumaki Senpukyak, you know, a Hurricane Kick. His special weapon is a Shinko Hadoken. You know, Tekken Blade, you know, swings his Tech Lance around, and he uses his Volteka. PJX has all his different weapons, and, you know, Ken the Eagle has his Bird Run. Some wing shurikens, and, you know, his final attack is the Phoenix, you know, Kagoku Ninpo, you know, Science Ninpo, Hinotori, you know, Phoenix. You know, I wish I could show off a little more about this game, but it's definitely a game you should just experience for yourself. You know, me explaining stuff can only do so much. You really have to play this game yourself. So there goes that Acrid. No, it transforms into something else. Oh well. So now Ken flies away because he's an eagle. And depending on how you play, yeah, so now I'm moving to block B instead of block C. And, you know, that's a cool thing. That has some replay value in which there's, you know, different ways you can take the stages. So on your first playthrough, you definitely will not see every stage. And you probably won't even see all the stages on a second playthrough. I will say how to unlock this game. Yeah, I won't keep it a secret. Pretty much at the end of arcade mode, you see the credits go by. If you push any button while the credits are going by, with pretty much most characters, you'll just be seeing... You pretty much get this little, mini like platformer game with the Dokurobe gang, with the Dorambo gang. Sorry, you know, Duran, Joe, Boyaki, and Tanzo, where they're riding their bike, and you can pretty much have them jump and you know, try to pick up any of the letters in any of the credits. It's good to do in general because it helps get you extra zenny for the shop, but there are some yellow letters strewn about. If you get all the yellow letters, it spells out "Thank you for playing." So if you can get all those yellow letters, you unlock Ultimate All Shooters. It's a little easier though if you beat the game with Roll, because she ends up doing the game herself. If you do, instead of the Dorambo gang, you get Roll on her broom. She's a little easier to control. It still isn't quite, pathetically easy, but I was able to do it on my first try with Roll, so it's, nothing too tough. I'd say it's nothing too tough with Roll. So there we go to another boss. But yeah, pretty much once you get Thank You for Playing, you unlock Ultimate All Shooters. And the nice thing is, if you do it with Roll, is that you actually get an English version of her theme, Kazuyo Tsutaete, or, Where the Wind Blows. You get an English version of that, which isn't half bad. So here's our next boss, and I still have a lot of enemies on screen. Yeah, there's one thing Capcom knows how to do. It's a good shooter, and I lost another life. But definitely, I'd say get this game. $50, but it's worth it. You have the online. I'm not gonna try to show off the online. Online, the quality of your connection. It's gonna depend on the quality of your connection in general. I have a good connection though. I'm just gonna say the online is excellent. Another excellent addition to online for the Wii, showing that it can be done really nicely. And there you go, I got game over. It's not easy. I think you definitely need more than one player in order to get anywhere in this game, really. This game does net you some zenny as well, though, so it's good to play every now and then. See, I got half a million zenny for that. And when you're at the main screen here, you just push B and you go back to the main game. But yeah, definitely, if you're a fan of fighting games and you have a Wii, get this game. It is an excellent game. There's a good chance maybe we'll get a sequel. I'd love to have a Tatsunoko vs. Capcom 2. Or, you never know. We can get maybe a Marvel vs. Capcom 3 could happen if, Marvel sees that there's still interest in the Versus series. Some people are hoping maybe for stuff like Sega vs. Capcom, Konami vs. Capcom, maybe Shonen Jump vs. Capcom. Shonen Jump vs. Capcom would be pretty interesting. But right now, I personally would just love to see a Marvel vs. Tatsunoko vs. Capcom 2. There's still a good amount of Tatsunoko characters I would love to see in, a good amount of Capcom characters I would love to see in. You have a lot of cameos in the endings, a lot of, uncommon cameos. You got Star Gladiator cameos, you got Red Earth, you, got Ghouls and Ghosts, Haunting Ground. How many of you guys played Haunting Ground? I never did. I thought I mistook it for Clock Tower 3 originally when I saw it, but yeah, there's a lot of cameos in this. Maybe we can get Phoenix Wright in reality, I say just buy this game.